こんにちは。元気ですか？私はプーナムです。俺はアメリカ人交換留学生です。And that is all the Japanese that I remember. But I did live in Japan for 11 and a half months when I was 16 years old. I was an exchange student over there. And, just because it's fun, let's take a look at this home video that one of my classmates filmed on, I think, my last couple of school days, very near the end of my time there. So these girls, these were my classmates. So much character being shown off for the camera. They didn't always behave like this. This was definitely, definitely a moment for them to shine. This is them making a little memory for me, which was really, really kind of them. So let's just skip through here for a minute, and you can see. Here we go. There you go. They start pointing me out. See, that's me at the window there, stewing like a good anime character. I don't know what I was doing. I did not actually watch anime. It wasn't my choice to go to Japan. I wanted to go to South America. I spoke Spanish, but Rotary International, who was the exchange program that I went with, they decided where I would go, and here I am going to grab this other girl from around the corner and bring her back into the picture, and then give her a little tickle because I don't know, they just didn't do that kind of thing, but they liked it when I did. I found that there were ways that they were sort of steering me and shaping me. There were ways that they wanted me to behave. So I definitely adopted a persona that wasn't really true to myself, but they liked it. And it was weird because they would imitate me. Here you go. Here's a little imitation. See, she's going to do what I just did. And I showed up with, this was, 1996 grunge time, and I grew my hair out and then I shaved it all the way on the underside. So not like what you're seeing here in the video, but yeah, after I grew it out and shaved it underneath, all these other guys showed up with the same deal, all shaved underneath too. Interesting. And I think they thought that I was a cool kid from Japan and they wanted to be like the cool kid, I guess, or sorry, cool kid from America. Little did they know I'm just a nerd from America, but they wanted to be, it was interesting. So I would sign autographs. Whenever they would see white people on the street, they would automatically assume it was somebody famous, because the only time they ever see white people is on TV, at least back in 1996. I don't know what it's like these days, 25 years later. That's crazy, but how time flies. So yeah, I spent some time in Japan, quite a bit of time in some formative years of my life. 17 years old. It would be pretty hard for me to be a racist given that experience. So to be alone as a 17-year-old in a foreign country for a year and to maintain some crazy belief that skin color makes somebody superior to another person and nothing else. That's just ludicrous. So you can't call me a racist. But, I know there's a lot of non-English speakers who watch my channel, or I should say non-native speakers. So not to be pedantic, but let's just take a look at the definition of these two words that people love to throw my way. First of all, bigot, and you guys can read that. But the key here is obstinately. You have to be obstinately. Let's see if I can point it right there. There you go. Obstinately. See, if you're unwilling to change your beliefs, right? If they are not rooted in reason or evidence, and it's just sort of like a thing that you believe for no reason, you just have to believe it. So I am not obstinate. In fact, my viewpoints change whenever I receive contrary evidence to whatever thesis or hypothesis I'm espousing. Okay, so racism, this one really doesn't apply to me. Again, you guys can read that or go to Merriam-Webster and read it. But yeah, basically, you got to believe that you're superior, or that one skin color is superior to another skin color just because of the color of the skin. So yeah, people are incredibly diverse in all skin colors, and you cannot generalize based on skin color about which human beings are superior to which other human beings. And just because you're superior in one aspect doesn't mean that's a global proposition for your person. You can be very bad at one thing and very good at another thing. So why am I bringing all of this up? Well, at least once a week, it seems like, and sometimes it's 3 or 4 times a day, depending on what I've said in the most recent videos. But I often get called a racist or a bigot. And here's this guy, Nochales. I don't know. But he's calling me a bigot against Russians and Chinese. Russians. I guess Russians are Caucasian, so that's why he didn't call me a racist, right? So I suspect that this guy is Russian or some other Eastern European country, former USSR country. And I don't know where he's getting this bigoted against Russians thing. The only criticism I ever lob against Russia is troll farms. I call them Russian troll farms. And it's really sock puppets, to be more accurate. And it's not Russia. It's, they have them in, the Czech Republic and not Crimea. There's that other one that recently popped up. But yeah, so there's all the former Soviet states that are all doing these sock puppet, internet manipulations. And, but here in America, we call them Russian troll farms just because it's like a shorthand, and maybe it appeals to ignorant people who don't want to acknowledge that there's, differences between the former Russian states. But calling it a Russian troll farm is just shorthand. It's not. They might be from Russia. I don't know. But it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous to call me a bigot and a racist because I lob criticisms. Okay, critical thinking is just massively important. We have a dearth of critical thinking in the world, and we need to be more, you pay more attention, to be more cognizant of things that are happening, and you are allowed to criticize. I know if you're from China, you're not used to being able to criticize your government because you're not allowed over there. The government will punish you if you dare to speak ill of it. But that's not how it works in my country. And that's why critical thinking is a strong suit of the educated folks from America. We are trained to criticize. And that's what I'm doing. And by criticizing a government, so, an organization that controls things within a political border, that is not the same as criticizing people or certain groups of people, okay? So you can't call me a racist because I criticize China or Chinese companies or the tendency to facilitate and encourage theft of intellectual property within the borders of China, which is just a fact. That happens, fact. You can't call me a racist because I pointed out that fact that wicked behavior is encouraged, and it's bad. And I'm not here. This channel is not about criticizing the CCP. And believe me, there is almost no organization on the planet that's more criticizable than the CCP. There's a few, but it's really bad. And I'm not here criticizing them. I'm keeping my mouth shut, except when it relates to the subject matter. So 3D printing does suffer from the theft of intellectual property. And that comes in a lot of forms. So it's a gray area sometimes. Is copying, cloning an open source object theft? And I basically argue that yes, it is. You cannot make a carbon copy. You have to change it. You have to advance the technology if you want to use open source technologies. So yeah, so that's what it is. I'm not a racist. To call me a racist is ridiculous. And the fact that I even have to defend myself just shows how true and accurate my words are. When the best defense is a good offense, and the only way to shut me up, and the only rebuttal that any of the people from these countries can come up with is to call me a racist, means that they have no answer to my criticisms. It means that my criticisms are such hard-hitting home runs, there's nothing they can say, so they just have to attack my person ad hominem, and that's ridiculous. So a lot of change in the world these days, and I'm really hopeful that some of that's going to rub off on China. And, well, Russia's pretty bad these days too. It's autocracy. Autocracy is the enemy. That's the worst thing. And it's all of the fallout down the hierarchy at the lower echelons of the Chinese society and the Russian societies, or the former Soviet state societies, having to work within the confines of an autocracy. It twists people. So, yeah, if there was one thing that I could change, snap my fingers and it changes, that would be it. Weaken autocracies, make them better. And on the subject of cultural appreciation, I received this Christmas package from Creality Official, and that's just really nice of them. Of course, it's now well into January when I'm receiving it. I just got it yesterday in the mail, thanks to the absolute ridiculous corruption of my government. The Trump administration has done wonders to destroy America, not make it great again. But anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, Tina, that's her English name, I guess. Cute. She signs it with a heart. So yeah, hey, thank you so much, Creality. I'm just happy to have a relationship with you guys. Very, very lucky to have received one of those, one of Naomi Wu's 3D print mills. That was an awesome, awesome thing. So I get a print mill and I get a care package for Christmas. So pretty cool. Here's some silverware with some Chinese characters on it. This girl looks like Kyoshi Warrior from Avatar. Love that show. Anyway, yeah, just some interesting stuff for our kitchen, I guess. My kid's gonna love it. Here's some fancy Chinese chopsticks made out of metal. Yeah, I don't know. I think those can get used in the kitchen. I don't think I've ever eaten with metal chopsticks before. There was bamboo. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. And then, of course, inside here we have another box with I think just some computer accessories. Don't know how useful these are going to be, but thank you so much for giving them to me. I might be able to put this into my laptop bag. Here's a Chinese themed mouse, and this scroll looking thing is actually a mouse pad. So I had to figure out what that was. So it's just a rubberized mouse pad with a nice cloth base to it and a pen. So yeah, thanks so much. I'll be able to write in my journal here. Little magnetized thing. I think my son will really appreciate this. This will be good for him. Very nice, thoughtful gift from Creality, with some gifts that sort of harken to China's history. And of course, the modern China is very different. And it's a shame that they had to go through the purge that they went through when the Communist Party came to power. But that's the way it goes. If you want to modernize, you've got to do some things so that you can kind of forget about your past or distance yourself as a country and a society from your past. Thank you so much for the outreach, Creality. And as companies from China go, you are the best in my book. Seriously, the best quality printers without deviation. Everybody gets a quality printer and they're always available, unlike all these other Chinese companies that are selling printers and then they're no longer available. They just stop selling them. So I do appreciate you, Creality, and thank you so much for the gift. We'll find some good use for this stuff here in my family. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too cringy watching me as a 17-year-old. See you next time.